What's up guys, welcome back to the second part of this video of me installing my train horns into my truck. It's been about a week now, part one of the video. They continue the next day when I had made that part one of the video, but I started to run into some little problems, and then those little problems turned into like more problems and more problems, and I'll show you guys right now what was going on. When I was going up with this old plate that I got from Home Depot, and kind of knew it wasn't gonna be good how thin this sheet of metal is. And so whenever I put this underneath the truck and started lifting it up, it was too much weight with the compressor and the air tank little horns. The sheet metal started to like curve how much it was, and then once I got all the way to the top of the bed where the chain stops at, it really curved, and I didn't like that. I don't know if you guys probably can't see it, but maybe a little bit. You guys can see it started to curve. So I did go buy another sheet of metal. You guys can see it's a lot thicker. I don't know what size is this, probably like 10 gauge, maybe more, maybe less, somewhere around. I just know it's somewhere around there. And so you guys can see I have everything on it now. These long screws right here, I went to a HornBlasters website to see how their spare tire kit delete worked for them, so I tried to like copy them. So I made these 4 screws right here that are gonna go underneath the truck right here. So that's why I have these 4 bolts. I bought these little rubbers, but I was thinking of putting them here like on each screw. I have 4 of them, as you guys can see. Look, I've been testing it out before I show you guys. So I bought 4 of them, so whenever it touches the on top of the bed, this right here won't scratch it or like move around a lot, and then this would help it not move. Like I was telling you guys, I did try to copy HornBlasters to see how they did their kit, and I did order their little bump stops that they have, but the problem is that these bump stops are really small, as you guys can see. So I paid 20 bucks for from HornBlasters. I just contacted them and asked them if they could send me some of these to like hopefully see if it would work. I needed these longer. These are about 7 inches long. That's what I needed for it to touch on top of the bed where I wanted it to go, instead of having this little piece right here that they use. Just bought this one, and then I'm using it as a bump stop. So now that I explained to you guys what was the situation that I was going through, so we're good to go now. I just didn't want to show you guys that part, like it was just repeating everything all over again. Before I put this underneath, I just want to let you guys know that on the part 1 of the video, the design of the horns were like different, and this whole thing was, you know, rerouted a little different. Not that much, but it's still the same thing as part 1 of the video, the whole installation of how I installed everything. I rerouted everything. It was just it's not that hard. It's all the same thing. Which on this 2 parts right here, I did, this part was right here on the back side, but I switched it to the side by where the gauge is at, and then I put this big part facing up towards the bed. So like that, I can just wire it from the top and not be able to show you guys how it looks from the side. But everything else is just rerouted the same as part 1 of the video. Everything is connected the same as the horns. And right now I'm about to put it down and lift it up, and then we'll go ahead and wire up everything else.
You could be the muse to my passion. We can make love like an act of God. I just match my words to my actions. Magic in my life's everlasting.
Before I show you guys how it looks underneath, I did go to Harbor Freight and went to go buy myself a crawler for like 20 bucks. I got tired of sliding in and out, you know, struggling to come out, and so I just decided to buy myself a little crawler here. Man, so worth my 20 bucks. So let me go ahead and go underneath. So I'm underneath the truck, it's on, and it doesn't move. Like I'm putting pressure in, the plate does not move whatsoever. See, here's a little hitch where it went. That's how I'm gonna mount it from the bottom. Let me show you guys from the back. You guys can like Barely see the little small tank on the bottom, barely see the train horns. So it's hidden. This piece right here where I was telling you guys that I had mounted it on the side right here on part 1 of the video. As you guys can see, I moved it up to the top so you guys won't be able to see it. And right here you got your gauge, and so right here next to the tire you can just see the tank by itself, not that noticeable. When I had that big little gray cube sticking out outside right here, you can like notice it, so that's why I kind of moved it too at the same time. So now that I have it all mounted up, let's go ahead and start wiring everything up. Start off by installing this air filter on the bottom of my truck. I already have an idea where I'm gonna install this. You're supposed to put this somewhere where it won't get wet. It does come with the hose, everything that it needs to bolt it on to make that work. So I'm underneath the truck by where the compressor is at. So I have this air filter here, and there's this little gap right here where I'm gonna mount it right here on this piece of sheet metal. So on the side of the compressor where it says right here inlet port, this is where they're gonna give you these two right here. And so this one right here, the one that you can screw in, gonna go inside the compressor, and then with this other one is gonna go into the air filter. Screw that in. It comes with this hose, and just go from air filter into the compressor. So I ran the line through here all the way on top. I was gonna use these screws, but I decided not to, since this plate is really tight, like really close into the actual bed. I just inserted it right there, as you guys can see. I just put it in there, and it's a really tight fit, and so it won't move whatsoever. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave it like that. This hose, could have cut this hose a little bit less, but you know, that's fine. It's not a big problem. You're not gonna be able to see it anyways. So now that we have the air filter on, let's go ahead and do the actual wiring. As you guys can see, I made a little hole right here in the bottom of the wire for the compressor. You push it through that hole, and then so it can meet up with all of these wires right here. This red wire, which is this red wire right here, I'm going to connect it to this white wire right here, the compressor power wire. It already came like this from HornBlasters, so I'm just gonna put it in. Now I'm gonna get the ground from the compressor and the ground from the pressure switch and from the solenoid, which is this one. It says I don't know, I know you guys can't see it, but it says DC. I'm gonna put them all together and ground them together right here, how I was telling you guys. So that's where I'm gonna ground all three of them, so like that I won't have to like be grounding them separately everywhere. I got all grounds into one and connected it to the frame right here. I did sand it so it can like actually make contact to it. Now from the solenoid, it says right here DC and 12 volt. This bottom one, the 12 volt, I'm gonna use the gray wire it came with. It came with a blue one and red one and a gray one. That gray wire, I'm gonna grab it from this 12 volt. I'm gonna put a quick connect like these right here, how I can just disconnect them real quick, just in case I want to lower this down. You guys can see I can just unscrew that. I'll take off all the grounds. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. And what I'm gonna do with that gray wire, I'm gonna route it all the way to the truck. and all the way from the bottom all the way through the truck. There's a vent right here on the side right here. I'll show you guys right now. And then I'm gonna go all the way down. I already separated everything, as you guys can see. I took off the plastics and everything. Anyways, that 12 volt, I'm gonna wire all the way up, and I'm gonna get a light tester to see which one of these is live, and that's how I'm gonna connect the 12 volt. So I had these left from when I was doing my rock light. This is where I was talking about the quick disconnects, the female and the male. As you guys can see, I already stripped them, and I'm just gonna connect them together. I routed the gray wire all the way from the bottom already, and I'll show you where that little vent is at, where I passed it through. I'll show you guys right now after I'm done with this right here. Okay guys, there you go. There's a quick disconnect. I'm gonna tape all of these, electrical tape on all of these ends right here. This one, all of them, just so you know. Here's the vent that I was talking about. It goes from the cap right here. As you guys can see, there's the wire. So I'm gonna go to AutoZone right now and get one of these fuse taps. Make sure to get a small one, like this one, not these big ones. I'm back from AutoZone. Here's what I got. Fuse tap. Pretty sure this is the part number for it. Here I have this tester. I have it connected right here on this metal piece. So I'm gonna test out which one I should like tap into. So I'm gonna try this one. As you guys can see, the fuse doesn't turn on. So I'm gonna go see how this one turns on. This one too. So I'm just gonna go with this one right here. So what I'm gonna do with the switch too, this is the switch that I got. This is the press button. Here's the gray wire for the 12 volt. What I'm gonna do is, with this fuse tap, when I put it in, I'm gonna run this wire to the switch, and then this other switch right here, I'm gonna run this switch to my 12 volt. Just pop this off. Once you take off this little panel off where the fuse is at, this just pops off, and as you guys can see, this is where I'm gonna mount the trigger for the horn. I should have recorded it, but I didn't. As you guys can see, here it is. I used this. It was exactly the same size as the switch. So I know this looks ugly, but it's fine because it's gonna get covered up. Okay guys, there you go. All nice and neat. Kind of matches the silver from the trim. Saw it tied up the nut in the bottom right there. So now what I'm gonna do is, with this, like I was telling you guys, this fuse tap that's gonna go to the fuse panel right here. I'm gonna get this wire and put it to the switch, and the long gray wire that's running for the 12 volt, it's gonna go to the switch too. Okay guys, there you go. Here's the switch. Here's the two wires. Here's one for the fuse, and here's the 12 volt one. Here's for the ignition. What I decided to do is I passed it through the same way, all the way through the bottom. Here it came out, as you guys can see. I decided to go through the amp, because whenever I turn on the truck, the amps turn on. I should have done the same thing for the gray wire for the 12 volt. I should have done the same thing right here. Should have put it in here, but since that's already done over there, I'm just gonna leave it like that. But anyways, this is where I put my blue wire right here, which is the remote right here. So that's where I connected it, and save me some wire. If that didn't work, then I'll just route it up to where I was planning to. Anyways, I have this done already, so now I have left is the wire that's gonna run to the battery, which is this one right here. Everything that I'm using, all these wires came with HornBlasters, everything except for these quick disconnects. I had those already. I'm gonna use this long red wire, run it all the way through the bottom to the battery, and use this fuse whenever I go to the battery. So I got this wire back here to the battery. I ran it towards the passenger side because they didn't give me enough wire to run it through the driver's side and up to the battery. So I ran it through the passenger side, but it had a quick disconnect that it came with HornBlasters. So I ran it through the wheel well over here. And here it is. It came with this connection right here. It also came with the, as I showed you guys, the fuse tap. With that fuse tap, I connected the wire that I ran from the bottom of the truck all the way to where the fuse tap is at. Here's the fuse, and I ran it to the right here by the positive terminal. So everything's installed now. All right guys, so let's test it out before I start putting everything together. Oh, sounds like it's working. Oh yeah, there you go. There goes the compressor. Escaping from here. Okay guys, so I thought it was leaking from here, but because I had it all the way up, like in, and the air was leaking out, and I thought it was supposed to be in so it can be closed, but you have to have it down. As you guys can see, pumping up. There you go. It's pumping up real quick. Compressor is somewhat a little loud. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys can hear it airing up. So we'll let it wait so it hits where it needs to be, and I'll hit the horn. There you go, it stopped airing up at what is it, 150 psi. So I'll go ahead and hit the horns and see how loud it is. Now that I know it works, I'm just gonna start tape all of this up, and then I'll go somewhere where I can actually hit it and not here at home. I don't want to disturb these neighbors. Let me clean up this table now. You guys, I have a freaking mess. I already cleaned everything up from the bottom. I have everything tucked in and made it look a little nice. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about these rock lights yet. I have two of them that I had to disconnect. So it was this one and the one over there by the passenger side. So I'm not worried about that. I'll try to figure out where I can mount those now. But it's all cleaned up now. Yeah, I tucked in everything. Put everything back together. Put all the panels back on. Yeah, can't see no wires or anything. All you can see is just the tank over there in the back. But from a distance, like I was telling you guys, you can't really see it. They're hiding pretty well. Let me show you guys that whenever the truck is off, the compressor won't kick on, even if there's like a leak on the tank and the air's coming out. So let me just do it on purpose. Took it all out. There you go. It was full at a 150. Now it's at what, 40 psi. As you can see, the tank is not turning on. So let me put the keys in the truck, turn it on. Truck this on, there you go. The tank is pumping up. So I was editing the video, and when I got towards the end, some of that video got corrupted of me trying to show you guys how loud the train horns were, and so that's why I'm here right now to show you guys again how loud the train horns are, because other video that I recorded a long time ago got corrupted. So that's why I'm here. I'm gonna show you guys how loud they are. So yeah, let me go ahead and put you guys back there and click on the button and show you guys how loud they are. Alright guys, so there I go. Since I'm recording from my phone, as you guys know already, or hopefully you guys know by now, I record with my iPhone. And well, anyways, even if you have a really good camera, the sound of the train horns is not gonna come into the mic of the phone really good, so it's not gonna sound as loud as it is in person. It's really loud in person. I love the way that it came out. It's amazing, you know. It's what I wanted. I want to upgrade my air tank to a 5-gallon one, because the one that I have is a 2-gallon one. And whenever I click on the button, I can probably hold that button for about 5-6 seconds before the whole air comes out. And if I was to have a 5-gallon air tank, I would be able to hold that button way longer. It'll probably last me about 10-11 seconds long, maybe longer, who knows, you know. But I'm not gonna upgrade that right now. I'm not worried about it. 5 to 6 seconds is enough for me. But anyways, hopefully you guys learn how to wire up everything. I was on YouTube, and I noticed that there's not a lot of videos of people showing you how to wire everything up. They'll just show little pieces of it, and that'll be it, and just show you guys the ending of it. What I try to do is show everything of how I wired everything up. You don't have to do the same way that I did, but you know, if you want to, then you know, just go ahead and do what I did. Pretty sure you can wire up with different trucks. If you have a Ram or a Ford, you know, or whatever, you know, pretty sure you can do the same thing on what I did. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching the video. This HornBlasters train horn that I have is a 244 Nightmare Edition, if I remember correctly. I think that was the one that I have. Once again, this mic is not gonna pick up the way how loud these train horns are. I recommend them if you want to buy it. But yeah, that'll be it for this part of the video. So don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification, because I will be posting more things for the truck. You guys are not gonna want to miss that. So peace.